black light here. Now remember, I'm talking about the late 50s and the early 60s. Uh, Martin Luther King had just had dogs sicked on him. They sick dogs on him and hit him with bricks, and we up here in Detroit, we don't roll like that. You know, we fights back. You know, especially white boys. You know, and on the west side of Detroit, we were surrounded by white Jews and Italians. The hillbillies were mainly on the east side. But anyway, Hamtramck had Polacks. But anyway, we were scheduled to go to Mumford. First day we walks up to Mumford, me and well, they were turning blacks away. The gang called the Highwaymen. The leader name was Cheyenne. Big dude, about 6'6". You know. And the teachers were behind the door, waiting behind the door, watching these this motorcycle gang, the Highwaymen, turn us away. Now you're not gonna see this in the paper, you know, because we took it. It wasn't about. They didn't have to send in the National Guard to escort us into school. No. See, Mumford is located on Wyoming, maybe about 2 miles from a small city called Ferndale. In the projects, this is where the Spinners came from, the singing group Spinners. And I had a singing group, and it was a group of brothers that sang that we used to hang around with before we even went to Mumford. And they were scheduled to go to Mumford. And they came walking up to the school with their group. We came walking up to the school. We had a small group back then. It wasn't that many. It was just the boys from the hood. But Rembrandt and his brothers, and they must have heard about what was going on up there. And they came with a whole crew of brothers. And without incident, we went into the school. They let us in. They didn't like it, but they let us in. Because it would have been a terrible fight, you know. So now you know that the police was behind it. The school was behind. They probably hired the motorcycle gang to do that. Because see, Detroit didn't want to look like white supremacists. You know, they the type of white people that smile in your face and stab you in the back. They don't want you to know they racist. Detroit was racist. If it wasn't racist, we wouldn't have had the 1967 rebellion. Yeah, they racist. Just like they are in New York, in Chicago, and everywhere else. The thing about down south is, they tell you they don't like you. White racists tell you they don't like you. But in Detroit, they pretend like they like you, but they don't. They hate you. And we didn't pretend like we like them. I'm talking about the blue collar and the thugs, because they wouldn't let you know thug life do their thing up here, like they let the white gangs thug life. They let them go through, but they wouldn't let the brothers go. So anyway, make a long story short, while we was going to Mumford, we was still having problems with the motorcycle gang and the police. Now, it been little incidents. Excuse me. It been little incidents happening here and there, and it's gonna lead up to a big incident. Like I say, the white boys went to soda shops. They had this soda shop right across the street from the school, Mumford High School, called Cupid's. And when we started going over to Cupid's, hanging out, mixing in with the whites, they didn't want to tell us like they do down south that niggas ain't allowed. They just didn't give you good service. When a brother up here in Detroit don't get good service, somebody liable to get jacked up. They'll turn out the whole Cupids. And that's what happened. Uh, some brothers, went up in there and turned out Cupids. So the highwaymen went up in there, trying to keep law and order for the white people. So we called our thugs, the ones that didn't go to school up in there, the ones that go in and out of jail, the ones that been up in Jackson Penitentiary. We called them up, and when we called them up there, they called the police. So we're gonna tell you on the next video what went down. Black light.